Welcome to Faith and Freedom. For the next few minutes, we hope to inform, inspire, and encourage you as we discuss the legal victories and challenges to your fundamental freedoms and religious liberties. Faith and Freedom comes to you from Liberty Counsel, a civil liberties education and legal defense organization. Join us now as Matt Staver, the President and General Counsel of Liberty Counsel, explains the latest legal issues all across this country in the courtrooms of America. Liberty Counsel is winning the battle for your constitutional freedoms.
The Obama administration once again displays breathtaking incompetence on issues of national security. I'm Matt Barber, Director of Cultural Affairs with Liberty Counsel and Associate Dean with Liberty University School of Law, in today for Matt Staver. And once again joining me in studio is Shawn Akers, Dean of Liberty's Helms School of Government and Policy Analyst with Liberty Counsel. Well, Shawn, you may recall all the hubbub in recent months, last year, about the debate over whether Guantanamo Bay terrorists should be charged through military tribunals or whether they should be essentially granted all the rights and privileges and constitutional protections of a United States citizen and tried by not a jury of their peers, by a jury of United States citizens in civilian court. There were worries about the security risks in terms of terrorists targeting those inner city trials and so forth in New York and elsewhere. And certainly there were concerns that the military tribunals are much more efficient, due process is served. However, the people are properly treated not as United States citizens, but as combatants, or as enemy combatants. And of course, common sense tells you, and we have done this in our nation always, treated and tried military combatants as military combatants. Terrorists are categorized as military combatants. Well, Eric Holder, Attorney General Eric Holder, assured the public that he was doing the right thing and that, quote, losing is not an option. Well, the man now has not egg, but an omelet on his face. A Guantanamo Bay terrorist, Ahmed Khalfan Ghalini, was the first detainee to be tried. He was tried in civilian court. He was charged with 285 offenses relating to murder, terrorism, so forth. Of those, as a member of Al-Qaeda and an Al-Qaeda plot that led two American embassies to be bombed on August 7th of 1998. Long and short of it, he was acquitted of 284 of the 285 charges and was found guilty of one of the much lesser charges, which in the scheme of things and the totality of what it is believed he has done amounts to a slap in the wrist.
Well, Matt, actually it's even worse than that. The one charge that Ghalini was convicted of, which will be appealed, by the way, is that of conspiring to destroy government buildings. That's a little bit like saying that you were convicted of hiring a hitman, but not convicted of the murder that he committed. So the man has been convicted of conspiring with others to blow up government buildings, but not for killing the folks that everybody knew was going to be inside the buildings when he blew them up. And you point out that under normal circumstances, this is something that would take place, should take place in a military tribunal. Yeah. Here's the big difference. When we have a certain way that we go about treating detainees, especially those that have attacked the United States government, and that's what happened here, they don't fit very well with the federal rules of evidence when you have to come up and prove your case. The military tribunal takes that into account, and the rules of evidence there are that if the information would be of probative value to a normal person, then the panel's allowed to hear it. When you move that to civilian court, when you treat them as American citizens, though they're not, and you give them the full benefit of the rules of evidence, you've got an entirely different thing. And how that played out here, this is very, very important. The way that played out in this case is that because Ghalini gave up the name of the man who sold him the TNT that was used to blow up these U.S. embassies in Nairobi, Kenya, and Tanzania, because he gave that information up during what they called pretty severe interrogation, which is what I think he was probably waterboarded or something, because he gave up the name
He
there.
may not have been there. To my knowledge, there have only been 3 of the top-level terrorists who have been waterboarded.
He may not have been. They call it intense interrogation.
Of course, the defense calls it torture.
Yeah, well, but that's not...
And Rachel Maddow and Keith Olbermann.
And Rachel Maddow and Keith Olbermann can't produce that analysis. No. There are much worse things that take place, and everybody will leave that debate for another day. But the fact is that because he gave up those names while being questioned by the U.S. military, that did not come in. The star witness, the man who sold him the TNT, was not allowed to testify. The jury was not allowed to hear him admit, the defendant admit, or this other man say, I sold him the TNT that was used to blow up these buildings.
Well, and also, and I know it was the case here, and it would be the case in all similar trials going forward, where terrorists, enemy combatants, are tried in a civilian court of law. As you point out, Shawn, the federal laws of civil procedure, of evidence, they apply in discovery. The laws of discovery apply. So this hobbles the United States government, and here's how it does that. They are given a choice at this point. They must give up all evidence, exculpatory or otherwise, that can be publicized, that can be used in the trial, even if that evidence is classified, even when that evidence may put other troops and other individuals at risk. They will use that to get out that information. That is, to say it's counterintuitive is an incredible understatement. That puts lives at risk in order to, again, treat an enemy combatant, a foreign terrorist, as with all the privileges and rights of a United States citizen. This is political correctness, liberalism, leftist, blame the victim rather than the victimizer mentality run amok.
Well, and Matt, of these 285 charges, this is chilling. 224 of those charges were for 224
murder.
Innocent victims, innocent people who had mothers and fathers and brothers and sisters and sons and daughters that they will never see again, because they were killed that day. 224 of those counts were 224 people. Here's the thing that bothers me, and 12 of those, by the way, were Americans. Here's the thing that really bothers me as a matter of policy. 2,000 years ago, Roman citizens could travel the known world and have no problem whatsoever. Nobody would bother them. All they had to say when somebody was about to bother them was "Civis Romanus," and everybody backed off. It's exactly what Paul did when they were being rough with him. The guards were being rough with him, and he said, "Civis Romanus, I'm a Roman citizen." And they say, "Whoa, back off," because they knew that the full weight of Rome would fall on you if you messed with a Roman citizen. We see a globalization, an exact reverse of that. We see an administration that says to the whole world, bring us your terrorists, let them kill Americans anywhere in the world, and we're not going to fall on them. We're going to give them preferential treatment. We're going to put them in our politically correct system, where the highest thing that we could do would be to acquit them and call it fairness, to call us enlightened. We're going to give them all of the privileges of the country, of the people that they murdered. And then we're going to do something like this, where this man who's been now convicted of just a fraction, just the conspiracy to blow up government buildings, Matt, he could serve as little as 20 years. He's 36. He could be out by the time he's 56 years old. He could be having dinner with his family again by the time he's 56 years old. That's less than a year for every 10 people that he killed.
Well, Shawn, who's to blame for this? Well, again, all roads lead back to President Obama. Eric Holder, is the front man. He's the guy put out front. But don't think for a minute that he is not implementing the policies of his boss. Incompetent policies, now demonstrably incompetent policies. Everything we have been saying leading up to this, everything that naysayers and critics of this flawed strategy, fatally flawed strategy, have said has now come to pass. We have seen it play out. It is an embarrassment, an international humiliation The rest of the world, those who seek to do us harm, those who once viewed the United States as the most powerful nation on earth, are laughing, saying, what a bunch of weaklings, being led by this pacifist-minded, radical liberal. Folks, we have got to put an end to this and return to our strong national security roots, the vision of our founding father in this nation. That's what we're trying to do. We're going to expose this kind of weakness here in the United States. Go to Liberty Counsel's website at lc.org to learn more about what we're doing, or give us a call at 1-800-671-1776 at Liberty Counsel. Our mission is to stand firm for life, for liberty, and for the family. Go to lc.org to learn how you can become part of our very important ministry.
You have been listening to Matt Staver of Liberty Counsel. Our hope is to encourage and inspire you to stand up for your faith, family, and freedoms. We can accomplish a lot when we work together. Get informed and get involved today. Sign up for our free monthly newsletter, The Liberator. We will send it out to you free of charge. Stay informed with our Liberty Alert email update. Just click on the website at www.lc.org or call us at 1-800-671-1776. Tune in next time to learn more about your rights right here on Faith and Freedom.